state writes false idols called statues or statutes. He didn't disagree. He just said, well, if you just consented to the least amount of trauma we're trying to impose, we wouldn't have to impose more trauma. But if you...
Well, good morning. It's 1:45 a.m., March 7th, 2022. I just drove from North Carolina. I reached South Carolina and just filled up with some gasoline. Pretty tired. I made some fresh chocolate chip muffins because I know that's John and Malcolm's favorite. So I'll be driving to the detention center in Greenville, South Carolina, probably another 40-minute trip. And then the next time I turn this camera on, you'll see John coming out of jail. All right, see you in a little bit.
So we are allowing you this opportunity.
We are allowing
down
you
at the station until we hear otherwise. But in the meantime, she has to be in our custody.
Well, then I guess you might as well take a seat and sit here until we get DFS answered.
It's not gonna work.
Well, you taking her is not going to work. I am working with you.
That is kind of work.
I opened my door.
Offer a seat.
I offered you a seat. You want to sit down?
That's my favorite part right there. Well, I mean, man, she is kind of working with you. She offered you a seat. She said, we can wait until you get some type of lawful process order. Till you get something lawful. Till that's verified. Shoot. She's probably working with them more than I would. More than I would. I'm free! Free at last, free at last. The 7th at 2:30 a.m. and we're gonna be on Common Law Wise Words tonight, Talkshoe, because I'm not posting this video up until Wednesday night. So got out on Monday night. Thanks everybody for your support, and we'll see you on Talkshoe.
Right now it's 3:30.
Right now it's 3:30. And if we can conspire to watch Jessica, Vio, Angela, and Mimi, and maybe see some good things happen, like Greg Newman getting removed. Maybe, just maybe, we can create a better future for us. I am just conspiracy and I just wish to conspire. We are just conspiracy. And we just wish to conspire with all you good people. Listen, I wish to build a better world for future generations. And the world we all grew up in, definitely better than the world we got now. One world, love, peace. And a $650 fine.
Damn. I've been here since February 2nd. 2/2/22.
What do you think about that?
He's out.
I'm out.
3:30 in the morning.
3:30.
Wednesday, just in time for Talkshoe.
Thank you for joining us here on who are we? Where we wish to
Conspire.
bring heaven down to earth.
Earth here.
Yeah.
We love to conspire.
And if you don't know yet, I was getting out of jail the other day. We're gonna have a talk show about it. We hope everybody shows up. We got a really exciting story. But let's talk about what just happened right there when I got out of jail. This man that I was talking to, Oracle, tried to record us. And she comes over with the recording, and I kind of jump into the recording to address you all. And the other gentleman was still talking to me. And what was he talking about? Because he walked out with me.
He did. He just was released from jail. He really wanted to get to Asheville, North Carolina, but before that, he really wanted to see his son.
He walked 5 miles to go see his son. We gave him directions. I felt horrible for not being able to take him or drive him, but even though I had a decent experience, don't trust people you just met at jail. The kind of general rule of thumb. They might be an awesome guy, but you never know. That's a roll of the dice.
Yeah. And we were going the other direction.
And we were going the other direction. But I hope he gets in contact with us so he can tell you his side of this story.
We'd love to hear his story.
We would love to hear, and we'd love to know if he made it to his son.
Yeah.
Okay, because the most touching part for me is we did this at 3:30 in the morning.
3:30.
Go back and listen to it, 3:30 in the morning, and he got arrested February 2nd of 2022, my son's birthday. And what did I do for my son's birthday, for Jacob's birthday this year?
Well, you were helping Angela Frino.
All night long.
All night.
Because she had court on February 2nd of 2022. Do you think God's talking to you yet? Now, that's my son, that's my little ray of sunshine. What about your bundle of joy?
It was 3:30 in the morning when John was finally released out of jail. And 3:30 in the morning, and my daughter, my bundle of joy, my heart's delight, was born on March 30th, 3:30. It was like incredible. So we have this man talking about he has to see his son. And then John, it was Malcolm's birthday, and then it was my daughter's birthday on the 3:30. It was amazing, and we do this for our children. We do this for your children. So to make those three connections, four actually, was it just incredible. It was a confirmation that everything we're doing is for our children, for the next generation. We're paying it forward. We're making a better life for them. So that was really, it touched our heart when we were looking at all the replays, and we were like, wow.
And if I didn't know any better personally, I would almost think it was divine.
I know it was divine.
I mean, with all these happy coincidences that are going on, it could be possible to think that some type of intelligent design is trying to get people to wake up.
Very intelligent, very creative, very loving.
Cheers.
Wake up. Yes.
Then now, can we continue?
Continue.
Well, we're going to continue on, and we hope everybody joins us this evening for the show. Oh, you got it. Is it? If you're not going to do anything about it, who do you suppose will?
United States come to order. Court is back in session.
All right, I have been back there reviewing my March 28th calendar. This matter is going to be set pre-emptorily. That means it will be the first case heard on March 28th.
Okay, did you hear that right there? He said on March 28th, this will be the first case heard. This has to do with Alan. See, I went to jail, Angela went to jail, the man who's a slave went to jail for asking if he was a slave, but we can still help Alan because he's going to court on the 28th, and they're trying to destroy his family just like they've done to our angel. To our angel. To Mimi. Delilah. Sierra. Monarch.
Others, yeah.
All the other people we know. And it's going to keep happening until it happens to you if you don't help us peacefully stop it. That's all we ask, is help us bring the Father's law down here to His kingdom. To His kingdom, heaven on earth. The 28th. First case to be heard.
March 28th. Hendersonville, North Carolina.
All links will be in the description along with the Talkshoe tonight. Let's continue.
And it's just these two pending motions, Your Honor?
Two pending motions. At this time.
Yes.
Now, there's some times where some things might be able to be added.
Yes.
But given what is in the court file at this time, it's these two motions we've been dealing with this morning.
See, they're going to listen to the two motions. Alan has a motion asking the court to, hey, stop her from doing frivolous actions. Stop the attorney who's supposed to know law from using abusive process against me. Please stop that. And what is she moving her motion on? Well, I did about an hour-long video. We're going to link it up here. And I break down how awful it is. And even though I pointed out that it's fraudulent, that they're committing RICO activity, they still allow it to continue after dismissing it multiple times.
Multiple times.
Just to show you how fraudulent they are. And how easily they can just rip apart families. Because nobody cares about God's children anymore. It's sad.
Well, there's some of us who care a lot. And that's what we're doing, and that's what you're doing there. To care, participate, show up.
That's why I went to jail. I hope you make it worth it for me. Sorry, I gotta get my jailhouse jokes on.
And Your Honor, I have filed the acceptance of service and the certificate of service
Thank you.
today, and had Mr. Smith review those documents before I filed them.
Those were acceptable to you, I assume?
Yes. And could you just tell me one more time, because I believe I'm misunderstanding something. I thought when they decided whether they were going to move forward with criminal or civil, we would move forward today.
Well, your understanding was incorrect. What I was doing was make them give us an election. They can't go after both. It's one or the other.
See, I love that. Because how long has he been asking them to prosecute him?
Yes.
No,
Months.
I mean, I forgot. Do you remember?
Months.
I mean, at least since November or October,
Yeah, that was Alan.
since
He said
all this
prosecute.
fraudulent stuff started.
Exactly. Yep.
He's been saying, hey, prosecute me on this BS, and they still won't do it. And he's saying, I was under the impression you guys were going to prosecute me today once they decided which legal avenue they wish to move forward with. I'm ready to go. I've been ready to go for like the past 6 times, along with all the other witnesses who have showed up on my behalf.
And then there's more frivolous lawsuits against him.
And they allow the attorney to act like a child, and they allow the man to be punished like an infant. It makes me sick.
And if it's criminal, I have to advise you of certain things, which I have done, which is your right to remain silent and your right to have counsel.
See, here's where I'm really, really worried. What did Gene Johnson just advise him of if they're going for criminal?
He said you have the right to remain silent.
The right to remain silent, and another right.
He could have an attorney if he'd like.
No, he could have
And he could have
counsel.
counsel.
He said counsel
You know what? That's
right
what
there.
he said was counsel.
But that's amazing to me because
Because
I
that's
heard
different.
that he denied you being counsel when y'all were there.
That's right.
I heard that you were going to be counsel to him because you're his spiritual counselor, and he's going through trials and tribulations in his life, and he wished you to be next to him to give him spiritual guidance.
Yeah, he was definitely denied counsel. He was told he could have an attorney, but he could not have.
Yeah,
counsel.
he was told, you can have counsel if you accept one of our priests, one of our clergy, you can have counsel. But oh no, if you want a woman of God, you can't have that kind of counsel. You're still a slave.
That
God
was
doesn't
disappointing.
exist.
That was a real shock when we were in the courtroom last time, which was February 17th.
And they had a jury show up, just in case they wanted to pull one.
There were 12 of us that showed up for Alan.
Oh, and so what was the other right that he said? What was
The right to
other
counsel.
The right to counsel.
The right to be silent so he didn't incriminate
The
himself.
right to remain silent. And see, about 4 years ago when the courts were way better, one of my buddies got charged with possession and intent to distribute marijuana. And here's why this scares me so much, is because the courts acted a lot better 4 years ago. We've lost a lot of rights in the past 4 years, and they arrested him and threw him in jail for 30 days while his mom died for exercising his right to remain silent and trying to have counsel. Let's watch.
and that was Mr. T.
Let me kind of explain what's going on with the paperwork that was just put in. Andrew is literally scared to death at this point of these people. Okay? You're going to lock me up for asking what I did wrong and who I did it to. He didn't want to speak. He didn't know what the right or the wrong thing to say was. He wished for me to step in as his counsel. See, what we had kind of planned and set up, because surely they wouldn't lock him up for exercising his right to remain silent. Like here in the United States, that is probably the one most fundamental, most principal rights I think everybody and their mom knows. Surely he wouldn't lock him up for that. Surely he knows, as a judicial officer, better than to lock somebody up for exercising the right to remain silent. So Andrew was going to whisper in my ear, and I was going to answer. Because obviously you saw me walk around with Magistrate Everett's little Miss Jody. Not that hard in law when you know. When you know. You know what I was going to answer?
What was that?
Because I'm so good at law, I drag judicial officers around the courtroom like they do the peasants. And they don't like that so much. That's why I was going to answer. And if you don't believe me, just go check out this channel. Like, you know, when a good video, we'll link it right here, is when I was talking to the judicial officer, and you can hear me do it. It's about a little over an hour long, too. Anyways, when you know this stuff, and you feel it in your heart, and God places it there for you, you might be scared. But that man will take care. God provides all. I don't have no need. I don't have no Let's hear what happens. So after you hear his attorney come over and talk about how retarded he is, how stupid he is, because he won't just plead guilty to not hurting anybody and just submit to the state for no reason. How stupid he is. Because you remember that his own attorney sounded like the prosecutor against him and was literally insulting him,
Calling him names.
for asking what I did wrong.
The court, and on the record, warned the defendant that his continued refusal to directly communicate with this judge verbally and his insistence on using a quote next friend or best friend to do so could be a direct criminal contempt, exposing him to possible fine and 30 days in jail.
Clearly, direct criminal contempt for exercising your right to remain silent. Andrew Tickle required to see a magistrate on December 13, 2017. Jeff Hunt committed coercion and extortion upon me. I require arrest warrant. December 21st. And I've been trying to get in touch with Andrew to have him verify this story for y'all. So if somebody's watching this and they know him, I would appreciate it if you had him get in touch with me. The way the story goes, and this is how I know Oracle and Baba and their family, is because the way the story goes, this is going to be where we're going to exit. We can still prevent what may or may not happen. We pray it doesn't happen to Alan. We pray. So the only way it's not going to happen to Alan is if people actually care about him. If people actually care about their own families and believe that the government shouldn't be able to rip families apart. you know?
Absolutely.
But it's going to go into the rest of Alan's hearing here in a minute. And out of respect, I made this video for Andrew's mom, and it was silent, so I'm going to be silent for the rest of this video, even though you'll hear Alan talking and the hearing going on. And we're going to be on Common Law Wise Words tonight. Be there. It's time to separate the wheat from the chaff, right? God's calling his people home. And if you ain't going to his house, I ain't hanging out with you to wait for him to come to yours. Sorry, I'm just gonna bounce. I'm going to my father's home. You going to my father's home?
Yeah. It's in my heart also.
And these selfless acts, these selfless, loving acts that you and everybody else out there did to get me out early, that's God in all of us.
Yeah.
That's God's house showing itself, manifesting itself here in the real world.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We're glad you're out. And I'm glad you helped.
And we'll see you on Common Law Wise Words tonight. The description will be in the link. If you don't catch it tonight because you don't follow the channel that closely, it will be recorded. You can hear it. You're just going to have to look for it. Just so everybody knows, I just got out of jail. The show will be rated R. The show will be rated R. Just fair warning to everybody. We can't wait to see you there. What do we do?
See you there tonight.
One world, love, and peace. Was after he got out, he was telling the story of how a judicial officer, how a magistrate came back to his cell and told him that he would issue the arrest warrant if he wished to swear it out when he got out of jail. That's the story. I believe it. I was there. But I really wish that Andrew could verify it for you guys. But Mr. T doesn't talk to me so much anymore. You see, this is why it's such an emotional case. It's because this breaks up and destroys trust and friendships and bonds and family. These bad statutes, these bad statues, these bad gods. On New Year's Eve, Andrew's mom died. And the state took away his last days with her because he exercised his right to remain silent. The rest of this video will be in her loving memory.
That way, when March 28th comes, we know exactly where we are, and we wouldn't have to delay it again for you to have counsel. And when I speak of counsel, I mean attorney. Okay? All right. March 28th, free to go.
I just want this on the record. The order does remain in effect, that temporary order that's in the court
I've
file.
already gone over that. The effectiveness of the orders, that the court's orders, and they remain in effect.
Well, that's depending on whether they kidnap my children for 6 more weeks. again.
Hey, see, look now, Mum's making me a sandwich. Yum. Hello, Mum. It's Linda. Look at my sandwich. Hope you enjoyed your food.
Brought some liquor and I reminisce, cause through the drama I could always depend on my mama. And when it seems that I'm hopeless, you say the words that can get me back in focus. I was sick as a little kid. To keep me happy, there's no limit to the things you did. And my childhood memories are full of all the sweet things you did for me. And even though I act crazy, I gotta thank the Lord that you made me. There are no words that can express how I feel. You never kept a secret, always stayed real. I appreciate how you raised me and all the extra love that you gave me. I wish I could take the pain away. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. There's no way I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand. You are appreciated. Don't you know we love you, sweet lady? Place no one above you, sweet lady. Don't you know you love your sweet lady?
We just want to let you know that we are in an awesome coffee shop called The Second Act in Hendersonville.
You should try and come out here as soon as you can make it. This is an awesome place, great hospitality. They were very open and caring and actually concerned about some of the issues.
They really were. They actually asked that we could send a video of this, which is what we're going to do, plus the talk show. So the coffee is delicious, the food is great, they have drinks here, they have live music on the weekends. We should all kind of like make a party out of it. Let us know when you're coming in this direction and we can meet here.
Well, you know what? I'll let you know right now. The courthouse is just right down the street. So when we get together on the 28th,
there you go, we'll be here.
After the party is the after party.
Awesome, I love it. Yeah.
Good.
Great. Terrific.
20.